So my Young Living story is a little different because I am a second generation Crown Diamond. My mom, Jill Young, she's the OG. She's a Royal Crown Diamond. And I like to say that I have been oiled up from the flow up since I was 9 years old. 1996, don't do that math, please. And I literally remember some of my earliest memories of Young Living are my mom waking me up in the morning and rubbing thieves on the bottoms of my feet before I went to school, grade school. And passing around Ningxia Red packets oh, there she is. Hi, Jilly. She's usually in the front row. Moms love the front row, you know. She's a few rows back today. So my earliest memories, like I said, then rubbing thieves on the bottoms of my feet and then passing Ningxia Red around at my track meets and my volleyball and basketball games to all my friends who were like, what is this stuff? It might have been called Berry Young Juice back then. And I grew up, going to my mom's classes and sitting in on them, and I grew up going to vendor events with her, and I grew up going to convention ever since I think I was 16 and going to all of these Young Living events. And when I graduated high school, I was signed up as a Young Living distributor, and I was 18 at the time. And I just, I wanted to do the college thing. I didn't want to do my mom's thing, which is what I thought this was. I thought this was like an old lady business, and it is definitely not. So no offense, guys, geez, that came out wrong. Okay, so I wanted to go to college, and I did, and I graduated with a degree in marketing during the recession, which was the perfect time to graduate, because unless I had 10 years experience, right, there was really nothing out there for me that I could find in our area. And let's face it, I didn't start working when I was 12. So I went to work for Abercrombie and Fitch as a store manager. And after a few years of choking on those perfumes, and if you have ever purchased anything Abercrombie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 10 washes and that sweatshirt still smells like you literally just went to the store and grabbed it, right, that day. Choked on those fumes for a few years, and then I decided, no, I want out of this. I don't want this to be the rest of my life. So it didn't take much for me to say, Young Living, that opportunity that they offer to us, that is everything, right, that I could ever dream of for the rest of my life. Being able to actually make a difference in the world, coupled with the incredible compensation that they offer. So I quit my 9-to-5 job, because, right, 0 to 100. I quit my 9-to-5 job, and I decided to go head on, dive in, full force with Young Living. The thing is this business is different than a typical 9-to-5, right? It's very different. And some of you may be doing this part-time, others may be doing it full-time, and that's the beauty, is that we get to choose, right? You can be working a full-time job and then hustling with Young Living on the side. We get to choose, and that's why we love it, is because we love that freedom. But no matter how you're doing it, isn't it odd? Isn't it odd that the limiting beliefs that we have running this business, I don't know about you guys, but I did not have them to the extent that I do when I was working corporate America. Can you guys agree with me on that? Isn't that weird? Things like, things like, I'm not equipped. What if no one shows up? What if I mess up? What if that person doesn't sign up with me? What if I fail? So, I feel like personally, just being in this business and growing through this business, I feel like that's why people quit, is they can't see beyond these limiting beliefs. They have doubts, they have disbeliefs, and then what happens? They get stuck. And instead of taking care of their limiting beliefs and working through them, they quit because that's easier, right? It's a lot easier to do. So, at first, when I started sharing, I thought that I was doing absolutely everything that I needed to do in order to get to Diamond. Truly. And that was my goal. But my limiting beliefs, my fears were so big that I insisted my upline teach my classes for me. And guys, my upline was not hard to convince because she's Jilly right there, 5 rows back. She's my mom. And she would have classes, and I would invite people to come to those classes. And this went on for probably over a year until November 2013. And that's when I had a class scheduled an hour away from her one night. I called her that afternoon, and I said, "Hey, Mom, what time are you going to be coming up to teach this class?" And she responded with something that she had never before, which was, "I'm not coming. You can do this." And I blacked out, and I hung up the phone, or it fell out of my hand. I don't remember. And I was furious, but it was my fears. I was so scared, and all of these fears poured into my mind, and they were like suffocating me, and they were screaming at me. And I truly believed that I couldn't do it. I truly believed in that moment that I was incapable and that I should just quit. This is what I look like. Milk was a bad choice. And my mom's response to me, saying that I wasn't teaching that class, was, "If you don't go and teach that class, you're not hurting anyone but yourself." And that's when it clicked for me. Oh, crap. This isn't up to my upline. This isn't on my team's shoulders to do this. This isn't because a Crossline member didn't put out like the perfect group for me to join. This starts and ends with me. So that afternoon, I had a choice to make. I could be one of two people. I could be the person that gripped tight to those limiting beliefs and stayed right where I was, really comfortable, and not do what I feared most. Or I could be the one who chose to believe a new story. Friends, throughout this journey, like Jordan said yesterday, it can be scary. You may feel uncomfortable or nervous, or you may feel stuck. How many people feel stuck? You may feel doubtful, and you may have disbeliefs and feel dread. That's totally normal. The difference between those who take this business to the top or wherever they want to take it and those that don't is that they loosen their grip on their fears, on their limiting beliefs, on themselves, every single reason they're telling themselves as to why they can't do this, and they choose a new story. The moment that you decide to consistently take care of and work through your limiting beliefs, no matter how big or small they are, that is the moment that everything is going to change for you. And the story that I chose in November 2013 was, I'm going to pack up. And I did. And I went and I taught that class. I was shaking scared. And you know what? I never asked anyone to ever teach a class for me ever again after that day. 2 years after that, my team went to Diamond, and 2 years later we went to Crown. Yeah. I want you guys to ask yourselves these questions. Are you open-minded? Ask yourself, if self-consciousness didn't exist, what would you do in your business? If fear did not exist, what would you do in your business? If your doubt, dread, and disbelief were automatically removed, what would you do in this business? Aren't those fun to think about? Because what wouldn't you do? You would do absolutely everything and anything. Can I teach you guys a little trick that I've learned? Yes, throughout the years to help propel us through and over these limiting beliefs, because trust me, every single person has one, even if you don't think it. It could be something that somebody spoke over you. It could be something that you saw when you were younger, that you heard over and over again, that was drilled in. They can be really, really deep-seated. Every single person has a limiting belief. Oils that I love to use for this: Valor, Sacred Mountain. Guys, use your oils when you're doing the heart work. Has anyone read Jordan Schrantz's book, The Heart Work? Guys, it's an awesome workbook to go through. Use Believe, use grounding, use harmony. That's why these oils were created, so we can use them to help support our emotions and our spiritual and our mental state. So first, guys, you guys are going to grab a notebook. This is the first step. You grab a notebook, okay? And you have to get really, really clear on what it is that you want. Write it down. What is it that you really, truly want out of this business? Not what other people want for you, not what you think you're capable of, maybe not something that was spoken over you or something that you read in a blog post, not something that you think that you can handle. What is it that you really, truly want? It doesn't matter how crazy, and it does not matter how unrealistic it may seem right now. Get super clear on it. What do you want? I feel like I was actually going to put a slide up. You know when Noah in the Notebook was screaming at Ellie? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I feel like right now. What do you want, though? Really, what do you want? It could be something like you want to go to the grocery store and you don't want to have to, or you want to be able to buy all of the organic food without having to worry about the bill. It could be something like you want to pay for your children's private school. You want to be able to host that first event. You want to be able to maybe supplement your income one day with Young Living. I feel like that's something we can all get behind, right? Who doesn't want that? You guys, who wants that? Who would love for that to happen? I feel like nobody would hate that. So the second thing is, after you write down and you get really, really clear on what you want, write down all the reasons that you tell yourself why you can't have it or create it or become it. And like I said, guys, this could be something that somebody spoke over you. This could be something that you heard in your home growing up, why you can't be successful. And you may get really, really emotional doing this because you are spilling out all of your deep-seated fears. You're spilling out all of your doubts, all of your dreads, all of your worries. I asked this question to my team earlier this week. These were their responses. These are stars through silvers. How many people can resonate with something that's on the screen? I don't want to waste people's time. I get nervous sharing. I don't want to fail. I can't speak my truth. People don't want to come to my class. I'm afraid I might say the wrong thing. What if people don't like how I show up? What if I regress? I fear not being taken seriously. I'm not good enough. Guys, these break my heart. Ask yourselves, would you ever say any of these things to a stranger? Would you ever say to a stranger, you're not good enough? You know what? Nobody's going to want to come to your class. You better not just try because you might regress. Would you ever say to a stranger that, don't even try, you're going to say the wrong thing? Why are we saying these to ourselves? Why are we speaking that over ourselves? I want to tell you guys a little story. There is a story about a man who, as he was passing some elephants, he suddenly stopped, confused by the fact that these huge, powerful, magnificent creatures were being held by only a small rope tied to their front leg. No chains and no cages. It was obvious that the elephants could at any time break away from their bonds, but for some reason, they did not. He saw a trainer nearby and he asked why these powerful, beautiful animals just stood there and made no attempt to get away. Well, the trainer said, you see, when they were very young and they're much smaller, we use the same exact rope to tie them, and at that age, it's enough to hold them. And as they grow up, they are conditioned to believe they cannot break away. They believe that the rope can still hold them. So they never try to break free. The man was amazed. These animals could at any time break free from their bonds, but because they believed they couldn't, they were stuck right where they were. How many of you are maybe realizing right now that those bonds are all created right here? All of those bonds are created right in your mind. Are these feelings that you're feeling real? Absolutely. They are real and they are big and they are scary. But are they true? No. Only if you accept them. They never are. They are never true. And by feeding these, don't you see what we are doing when we feed these? We're starving what it is that we really, truly want. So, the third thing that you guys do is after you identify all of those reasons why you're telling yourself over and over again why you can't do it, you write down what feels better. You choose a new story. You look at it and you say, you know what? What is a different way to see this limiting belief? What is more true? What beliefs and thoughts would feel better? What beliefs and thoughts would be laced with more opportunity? What beliefs and thoughts would be more elevating, more positive? Let's go through some of these examples. I don't want to waste people's time. What if you switch that to, what if somebody hadn't shared with me? There are so many people in the world who have no idea what they're missing out on. I feel a deep, burning obligation to share what these oils and products have done in my life. The best thing that I can do is plant a seed and tell my story, and then the rest is up to the other person, but I did my part. People are waiting for somebody like me to cross their path. They're waiting for somebody just like me. Don't those feel better than saying, I don't want to waste people's time? What about, I don't want to fail? How many people in here are scared to fail? I hear you guys. What if you said, there is no statute of limitations on starting over? If I fail at something, I've learned a lesson, but I will get back up over and over and over again, because if I'm not failing, then I'm not growing. The only way for me to fail entirely is if I quit, and that is not even an option. What about I'm not good enough? Guys, for the last 2 weeks, I said that to myself so many times about being here up on the stage. I said, you know what? How are you even in this lineup? These speakers are so incredible, and they know so much more than you. You are not good enough to be on that stage. And I rewrote that, because even at Crown Diamond, these fears and these disbeliefs and these doubts will pop up. So you have to start now. You have to start at the beginning, working through these. So because it gets easier and easier and easier as you grow. Does that make sense to you guys? Yes. So what did? I switched that. I am worthy. I am deserving of every dream placed on my heart, because it's my birthright. It's all of your birthrights. I am beautiful and unique and smart, and I have so much to offer the world. I may be flawed, but I'm enough. You have to choose a new story here first and here. You have to feel it as you write it. What if you acted like what you wanted, what you truly wanted, happened 1 second ago? What would you guys do in this room if you hit silver 1 second ago? What would you do? Yes! Act as if it happened 1 second ago. Act as if you just wrote that check to pay for your child's school 1 second ago. Act as if you just saw the numbers in your virtual office pop up and you hit silver. Diamond, yeah. You hit silver or diamond, whatever you want to do, 1 second ago. The more that you lock into that feeling, start with 30 seconds. Lock into it for just 30 seconds and be there. Be with it. The more you lock into that feeling, into these new beliefs, the easier that it will become. Do it over and over again. Because unless we consistently choose the new story that we want in our minds, what are we going to do? We're just going to fall back to our old defaults. Find 30 seconds in your day. I don't care if it's in your car, in your shower. You lock into that feeling of what you want just happening 1 second ago. This is the heart work. This is the heart work. And no, guys, this is not magic, okay? You can't just choose it and poof, it's going to appear, right? Like the genie in the videos that Jordan showed yesterday. You can't just say it and it's going to appear. You have to also put in the practical work. Play the role in your new story. Step into your new story. And the heart work, if you don't step in, the heart work will be all for nothing if you don't take massive inspired action. And that action is going to look very differently for everyone because we're all on different journeys. But I do have some tips that I feel like star all the way through Royal Crown Diamond, you have to do over and over and over again. Once you lock in here, these are just practical things that you have to do over and over again. And this may seem a little repetitive because it may have come from Jordan or Ryan, because this is the practical work, okay? The first thing is you have to be yourself unapologetically. You can't find your voice if you're echoing everyone else's. What bird did you guys notice more? The one by itself. You are not called here to be anyone but yourself, and nobody's asking you to be anyone that you're not. So step into your own authentic power. Recognize your own unique gifts and cling to those. Bring those in. Mix that in with this Young Living business. And look at the speaker lineup. If you guys go to Young Living and if you look at the diamond, all of the diamonds on their page, everyone is so different, and how beautiful and reassuring that is you don't have to share like me. You don't have to share like the next person. You don't have to utilize social media to the extent that some do. I literally had 0 following when I started. And I'm pretty sure when I hit Crown, I didn't have any either. People achieved the top ranks in this company long before influencers were a thing. Long before. You can just look at my mom. She did. You guys don't have dial-up internet, right, anymore? No? Country folks, guys. So, people want to join with somebody who is confident and consistent in who they are. They don't want to join with someone who is skeptical and flighty, okay? So you have to really believe in your vulnerability, and your energy is everything. You have to be consistent in who you are. So ask yourself this question. Since people can get oils anywhere now, why would they join with you? What do you bring to the table that other people don't or other people can't? And remember this, guys. As you're being unapologetically yourself, you aren't for everyone. I'm not for everyone. And that's okay. We aren't called to help every single person, just those on our path who have the space and the heart to hear what we have to say. When you're unapologetically you, and you're not forcing it, trying to be somebody else, trust me, your tribe will find you. They will gravitate towards you. Do not try to be perfect. Just be yourself. Don't try to echo anyone else. The next thing is become a fluent storyteller with the Premium Starter Kit. That is the easiest way to walk somebody into the Young Living lifestyle. And even if you've just used that, you have at least one story. And if you don't think that you have stories or experiences, start by listing out every single oil in the kit and then writing down your experience next to it. Or multiple. I guarantee you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I have so many beautiful experiences to share with people. Your story matters, and it is powerful. And I'm echoing what Mary said earlier too. People need to hear it. You don't have to be an expert in this. You don't have to be a walking, talking reference guide, but you do have to be an expert in your experiences. So practice sharing your story. And plant those seeds, guys. Have classes. And if you don't like the word class, call them get-togethers. Have some girls over to your house, sit around your kitchen table, have a glass of wine and pass the oils. Get belly to belly with people. And I'm just going to put this out there, guys. If you don't share with somebody, the next person is going to. Think about it like this. Oh, also, guys, if you share with somebody and they don't sign up right away, that's okay. If they choose to go with somebody else, that's okay. Think about it like this. If you were a waitress and you had a pot of coffee and you're going table to table and you're pouring your coffee in their cups, And if a few tables in a row said, you know what, I don't want any coffee, would you be like, oh my gosh, I'm quitting, I'm the worst waitress, I can't even pour coffee right? No, you would just keep pouring. Okay, hold that analogy in your mind whenever anyone says no and you start to get down on yourself. Keep pouring. Share about ER just as much as the starter kit. Gary Young, our beloved Gary, he created every single product for a purpose. Only 1/3 of products are oils. This isn't a starter kit company. We are a lifestyle company. And now it's beyond simple to put the two together, right? Because you can make your premium starter kit your month one on ER. When you sign somebody up, it is your job, it is my job to find out why they joined Young Living, what their pain points are, and help to connect, help to be that bridge between the products and their pain points. Walk alongside them. Unbox your ER on your Facebook page. If you guys haven't done that, get over that fear. Get the notebooks out and tell yourselves all the reasons why you feel like you can't do that. Share with people how simple it is. Make it so simple for them to understand Essential Rewards that they would be crazy not to join it. Also, it's our jobs to be acquainted with as many products as possible. Even if you don't wear makeup, I mean, I'm not speaking to the men in the audience here, but say women, even if you don't wear makeup, still get acquainted with some of the Savvy products. I don't have babies, and I use those seedling products to clean everything in my house. Not all of them, but I use the baby wipes, right? Get acquainted with all of the products. Don't wait for somebody to tell you what to use. Take initiative. Okay, we have so many free, beautiful resources. Use all of the resources. Look in the virtual office. Use your Uplines Facebook group if you have one. Lindsay Elmore, all those books that Mary shared. Take initiative. The more product information you share, that is directly tied to your team growth. Share about the business just as much as you share about the starter kit and just as much as you share about ER. Our motto is wellness, purpose, and what? Abundance. And abundance, right? It's not or abundance. Share about the business just as much as you share about the starter kit and ER. We do not know who is waiting in the wings for an opportunity just like this one. So never be assumptive. Never look at somebody and say, oh, they don't need the business. We never know. My mom said from the beginning she would never do this business. How many people in here said that they would never do this business? You guys are living proof, right? Share about the business. And even if people don't jump into it right away, cast the vision for them. Cast the vision for financial freedom. What it would look like to you if you hit whatever rank. What it could look like for them. Grab people's hands. Show them the income disclosure statement and say, this is where I'm going. Who is going with me? Link arms with people. Like I said, it may take them a little longer to catch the vision, but be patient. You never know who's going to be the next Jill Young or Kathy Cowie, who's my aunt who signed up my mom, or Jordan Strant or Lindsay Teague Moreno. You never know who's going to be the next person. He's going to take it all the way with you. And as you grow these relationships with people, get to know about them. Get to know their dreams and their goals, their financial pain points. And once again, be that bridge for them. People want to know that they are seen, heard, and appreciated. Okay? So the next thing is relationships and community. That is everything in this business. This is a business of people loving people, people helping people, people serving people. Create a space that people want to be a part of, that you want to be a part of, and that you are so excited to show up for daily. This world can be really crazy, guys, right? Give people a soft place to land. Continue to build a longer table instead of a higher fence around your business. Once again, link arms and say, do this with me. If you see a leader who is a vision of what you want to emulate, and they make people feel good, do that same exact stuff. I love this quote. In a world of algorithms and hashtags and followers, know the true importance of human connection. How true is that? Remember, you set the tone for your business. What you say, better yet, what you do, how you make people feel, that is what's going to trickle down throughout the rest of your team. So make sure you are empowering your people, you are loving on them, you are serving them well. Have them over to your house. Grab a coffee with them. That's my team down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Guys, I would not have a class at my house for 4 years because I told myself it was too tiny. I fit 25 people in that little living room that we have. This is just a portion of them. Surprise them with Starbucks gift cards. Listen to them. Take note of what is actually going on in their world outside of Young Living. Let them know that you are not elusive, that you are real, and that they matter to you. We can't do this business alone. We cannot do this business alone. This is a team effort. It's a family, right? Like Mary said earlier, this is a family effort. Take it day by day. The next thing is take it day by showing up. Some days it's going to flow and it's going to be full of joy, and other days it's going to be really hard and it may be messy, and some seasons may last a lot longer than others. But the thing is even when it doesn't feel good, you can slow down, but you can never shut down. You can never close up shop. If you have a brick and mortar and you shut down every single summer, what would that do for your business? Don't close up shop. Remember, the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you eat the fruit. Go day by day, friends. C.S. Lewis said that, isn't it funny how day to day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different? How true is that? How many of you can look back right now and you're like, wow, I'm totally not the same person that started this business? Show up for yourself daily, show up for your future self, and show up for your team. And then repeat. This is really the secret to all of it, is repeating these things over and over and over again. You find what works and you find your groove and you do it over and over again. You tweak what you need to and improve from time to time. And if you get bored, just do what fills your cup up. Just do what fills your cup so then you can overflow again. Just make sure you are not getting distracted by shiny objects. And what I mean by that is you're going to see a lot of teams doing a lot of different things, and that is awesome. But if something is working for you in your team, if it ain't broke, what's the saying? Don't fix it. Just do what works over and over again. Before I wrap up, I have a story that I'd like to share with you. Gary's cousin, Tamara Packer, told me this story in August. I had the pleasure of having her up to where we live in Rochester, and we were driving, and I asked her about her family, and somehow it led to how she joined Gary in Young Living. And she said that he asked her to meet him at a little mom and pop diner in Idaho, and that he wanted to share something with her that he wanted her to be a part of. They sat down in one of the booths, and Gary took little brown bottles out of his pocket, and he sent them across the table to her. And he looked at her and he said, "These oils are going to change the world." Do you think if Gary hadn't powered through his limiting beliefs, if Gary had listened to every single person who drug his name through the mud, if every single person who said no to him over and over again, every person who said that he would never amount to anything, do you think if he listened to those people, we would be in this room today? No. Share like Gary. Okay? Anytime, think of him. Do this for him. He literally gave his life, guys, to create this for us. I want you guys to look at the person next to you right now and tell them, you can do this. And really mean it. Say, you can do this. You guys, those diamonds, those crown diamonds, Those Royal Crown diamonds, they weren't just handpicked. Okay, when you go to that diamond page, those people were not just handpicked. We didn't just get lucky. We began the same exact way that you did. We all had dreams and goals. But the difference between those who grew and grow and thrive and those who don't is they choose a new story over and over again, and they take massive action over and over again. And they don't stop until those dreams aren't dreams anymore. And I know that that is inside every single one of you, because if it wasn't, you would not be sitting in this room. So today I encourage you, wherever you are in your journey, to choose a new story, to take massive inspired action, because we have so many lives to change. And please, guys, pick up your dog poop. Thank you.